Everyone, it's Shar. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. I am back with a speed build, and let me tell you, I have been neglecting this channel for quite a while, and I'm so sorry about that. If you're new here, I have had very complicated feelings about The Sims 4, specifically the things that EA has been doing, like releasing packs that are completely fucking broken, yet still charging full price and not refunding anyone. I don't personally think that's okay, so that did piss me off, and the game has been so broken and buggy for so many people, but I still ultimately really love The Sims 4. I'm just choosing not to purchase any packs from them in the future until I see a change in what they're doing. For example, when you release new packs, I want the pack to be fully functional with every other pack in the game, and I want it to work. That is such a basic request, but that is what I'm looking for. However, I wanted to build a little cozy bungalow for you all, largely because I just want to do something a little bit relaxing. I have been feeling overwhelmed for a variety of reasons, and I just wanted to take some time to do something a little bit mindless. I really enjoy building in The Sims 4, and I wanted to build a cozy bungalow, and I also have house fever. I have been living with my parents for several years at this point, and I am ready to move out. I have been saving money, and I now have the option and the privilege of getting to choose between purchasing a home or renting an apartment, and they both have their pros and cons. Obviously, purchasing a home will get me on the real estate ladder, but also that means I'm responsible for anything that goes wrong with the home. Mortgage rates are still really high. I'd be responsible for property tax, as opposed to renting, where renting is also obscenely expensive. But I'm going to change the subject because it can get me heated. There's so much nuance in there, and really look into what is going on with the housing market, not just purchasing homes, renting homes, and people's ability to access or actually do this for themselves. But I wanted to build this little bungalow because this is my iteration of like my dream home. I would want a bigger hallway and ultimately a slightly different layout if I were to live in this bungalow. But it's something that I do really imagine myself in, something very cozy, something surrounded by like flowers with a big yard, cozy kitchen. I don't want a massive space. I want it to feel like it would ultimately just be me. So I would want it to feel like a very cozy, comfortable extension of myself. I saw a house that kind of inspired this on Pinterest, and you will see that I made the home a little bit bigger just so that the kitchen could have room for like a little kitchen island and ultimately a dining room table. The layout is something that I am happy with, although I'll tell you, gameplay wise, I don't like that the kitchen is on the same wall as like the bedroom, because when you're playing, that's just going to be hard to like navigate around. It's going to require a lot of spinning of the camera, but I am happy with how this turned out. I think it looks like a home that you could find in real life, and that is ultimately what I was going for. And while we're here, I want to talk to you about my channel and the series that I have on my channel. I have returned Whimsy Stories to my channel, and if you missed that, I posted that on Sunday, May 12th, I think. And Whimsy Stories is a challenge that I really love. It's a cozy family style let's play, and I've moved on to generation 2, which is Lake. And Lake is supposed to want to be a teacher. He wants to have 4 kids of his own, adopting many children and providing children with safe and loving homes. That is his ultimate goal. Lake, in my mind, is also a romantic, because the challenge rules say like, oh, your parents set really unrealistic expectations for love for you, and so you don't want to fall in love. Like, yeah, that could be one spin on it, but the way that I see that playing out for Lake is that Lake is aromantic, but not asexual. And I think that often when we talk about aromanticism and asexuality, speaking as someone who is on the aromantic spectrum, we often associate the two together. But I do want to remind you that not every asexual person is aromantic, and not every aromantic person is asexual. So I want to explore that with Lake, and I'm really excited to play his generation. But the reason I'm bringing up Lake in this video is because in that video, I don't know what the hell was going on with my audio, but I listened to it and it quite frankly pissed me the fuck off, because I was like, why do you sound like that? why do you sound like that? Because I did not change any of my microphone settings. All I did was actually use my desk as a standing desk. And I guess I was moving around more than I realized, like turning my head, because when I record these videos, I genuinely talk as if I'm talking to you live, like real time. So I don't think I realized that I was turning my head or just like not speaking directly into the microphone. And I try to edit that down as much as possible, which is why that video was only about 15 minutes long when I had like an hour and 20 minutes of footage. And it was just because I was trying to cut around the worst of the audio. So I hope that this is better, and I hope that it sounds better for you all, because I've definitely learned that if I want to record, I'm going to have to record when I'm sitting down and not in standing mode, or at least be mindful of how much I'm moving and fidgeting when I am recording. But that's the update that I have for you all. I also want to share the update that I am continuing to play my Family Dynamics LP. Family Dynamics is a super fun challenge. I genuinely love it so much, and I will openly admit that one of the reasons I love my Family Dynamics LP so much is because Harley was one of my first ever infants, and Harley is generation 2 of the Family Dynamics LP. She is just someone I adore, and I can't wait for Harley to have a positive and beautiful life with her wife. And if you don't watch that series, in that series, my Sim Harley has been doing a bachelorette style dating all of the Sims that she met at Comic-Con who could be eligible to be her future wife. This is the issue with some legacy challenges, though, is by the time you get to a certain generation, everyone in the save file who was there has died or has aged well beyond what would be appropriate for your Sim to date. So you have to constantly add in new Sims to the game. So that's something that I need to go and do. I've been doing it in the background, but still Harley only met townies, and she now has her final 2 potential partners. We have a super famous celebrity, and we have someone whose name I've absolutely forgotten. I can say with confidence, though, that one or both of them are actively married because MCC and story progression has made it that way. But I'm excited for Harley's wedding, and she is pretty much at the end of her generation. She has a few things that she has to complete as part of the legacy challenge, but I will have her start having kids relatively soon. I would say within the next few parts or so. So if you don't already watch that LP and you like LPs of The Sims 4, I would say now is a pretty perfect time to join, because we're about to transition to generation 3. And back to the build and what you're seeing, I'm really happy with how this turns out. I think it looks like a home that someone actually lives in. And one of the main objectives that I have when I build is not necessarily to make the perfect home, because I'm not that good of a builder, to be quite honest with you, but to make the home feel lived in, to make it feel like a space that tells a story. And I think that this house tells a story about the Sims who live there, what they're into, and just the kind of things that they do. So I use a lot of horse ranch throughout this. And then I converted the upstairs kind of attic space into a like owner suite of sorts, where there's like the primary bedroom, which is huge. We have the ensuite, and then we have like our own little private lounge, dance, office space. And you could tell that the people who live here, that they're either ranchers. And I just really wanted to incorporate that. And honestly, I also built this as a potential home for Harley and her family when they expand out that point. They're not ready to do that because Harley is still very much dating and loving her city life in the city apartment, which, by the way, I did build Harley's apartment on this channel. So if you watch that LP and then you're wondering, this apartment's really nice, I do think it's actually really fucking nice. I'm very proud of that build. You can see me build it on my channel. It's one of my previous videos. So yeah, that is what I did. I do imagine that Harley could live here, but only if she marries the Sim that's not the celebrity. I don't see the celebrity Sim living in such a quaint, like quiet home, not because she is a celebrity, but because of her actual like traits in The Sims 4. So I'm really excited for Harley's generation. And now I'm just adding the finishing touches to this home, adding some decorative pieces, really tying up the storytelling that I was mentioning. And then in a moment, I'll also move into the backyard. The thing that I will say is that the sides of homes are pretty ugly, and I would would say that's true to real life. The focus tends to be curb appeal. So I focus very heavily on curb appeal, but also functionality of the home for the family. And while I'm in the kitchen, you can kind of see what I'm talking about, where the kitchen is against that wall that's in the center of the home. And because of that, like gameplay wise, I can fully acknowledge like that's going to be annoying as someone who does play in live mode. But I'm really happy with how the bedrooms turn out as well, because they're not typically how I decorate. I'm someone who really loves a lot of color, and they certainly are colorful, but I'm working on a cohesive theme. And then I eventually move into the backyard of the home where I decorate the space out. So I have this big, beautiful pool because, of course, if Harley's going to live here, she would still have a pool. I make it a little bit bigger. I have a little picnic table under the tree. I'll eventually add in like a barbecue area because, of course, they would love outdoor cooking. And then I add in the white picket fence around the home, which if you missed that, that is a pack that was completely free for a few weeks on the EA app. And I'm not against you getting free packs. I'm not against you purchasing packs at all. It's just the decision that I have personally made. With that said, we are definitely coming to the end of the video, adding some more finishing touches to the home. I think the little like rancher bedroom that I made with the 2 twin bunk beds that have like that pink and orange theme, I think that's so stinking cute. And that's really all I have to say. I'm going to try to be more consistent on this channel. I really can't promise you much just because my life gets very busy and this is honestly a hobby, and I do feel bad when I miss an upload, but I'm trying to get better about that. And at the very least, I can promise you that most Sundays there will be a new video for me. And when it comes to my LPs, I want to be more consistent with those. So that starts with me posting 2 videos a week this week instead of the one you've been getting every few months. My bad, but I think I'm getting slightly better at that. But this is the end of the video. As always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you with the next part of one of my LPs that I'm currently playing. Bye.